Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Haven Cottage Event Center. Alright, it is opening this spring in McKinney. Well, what's an event center? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's an awesome place to host any small to medium sized occasions. What? What kind of occasions, you ask? Business meetings, art exhibits, receptions. Literally, just call or send an email and I bet your event would be approved. Their phone number and email is all in the description down below. Haven Cottage Event Center. Enjoy the high notes of life the right way.
One more podcast. It is time for another one. One more podcast.
My girlfriend's birthday is next Monday, so I need to take her to that. And she doesn't want to go to LSA, which I'm always down for LSA.
Do we go to LSA?
Yeah, for my birthday we went to LSA.
Okay, yeah. All right.
LSA in Denton?
Yeah, on the square.
Yeah. That place kind of pisses me off, though. I'm not going to
Why?
lie. So you know that mural of all the Texas legends on there?
Sure, okay.
You don't remember that? Do you?
No.
I haven't been there.
Okay, well, there's this mural, and it shows, like, Buddy Holly, Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard, George Jones, Selena.
Selena Diana?
No. Like Selena. And then and they're all, like, having a Last Supper together kind of thing. And it shows Jesus, and then, because it's the Last Supper of all the Texas legends kind of thing. Sure. But it has Stevie Ray Vaughan on there. But he's he's playing the guitar left-handed on the mural. Oh, really? Yes. He's not playing it right-handed. And it pissed me off. And I'm the only one that is pissed off about it. Like, okay, you're hired to paint this gorgeous portrait.
Sure.
You can't fucking just have the greatest guitarist of all time be left-handed.
Yeah.
That's not true.
I mean...
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Why would I not be recording? This is good.
That upsets me. And I'm at one point, whenever I go back, I probably will, like...
You're not going to complain, are you?
I'm not going to complain, but the manager is
Give
always
me a
really
manager.
nice. He'll give me a pat on the back and shake my hand or whatever and lead
Sure.
us to our table. I'm going to be like, hey, did you know Stevie Ray Vaughan's left-handed in that? And he'll be like, oh, I didn't know. And I'm like, I know.
That's so unprofessional. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Either he'll be like, oh, I didn't know, or he'll be like, yeah, man, it's just not under my
Or
control.
maybe
I can't
he knows
fix
more
it. I don't
about
get paid enough to deal with this shit.
Yeah. Or maybe
Stop talking to me.
maybe he's like, oh, no, that's if
That's
you
not
look
Stevie Ray Vaughan. It's somebody else. You're just racist.
He's white. Stevie Vaughan's a white dude from Dallas.
Hey, man, you can be racist towards white people.
Apparently you can't because they don't have enough power in the system.
You mean they do have power in the system?
No, so people can't be racist towards white people because those people that can't be racist because they don't have the power
Well,
to
then
back
can
up
white
their
people
racism.
be racist to white people?
Of course.
Okay,
Because white people have power.
sure. But everyone else who doesn't have power
Right.
can't be racist.
Right.
Why?
Because that's what they say.
Who's they?
Because
People
the
that can't be
idea
racist.
is that if you're the majority, people can't be racist against you because you're.
But white people are
the
a minority.
generalization of the population.
No, we're not.
No,
Yeah,
we're
we
not.
are.
In Texas, we are.
You wanna
but
bet?
Not in
Wanna
the
bet?
U.S.
Here you
Are
go.
we, so there are more
Percentage of white people. There are more non-white people than white people. I
right,
think.
but it's not like I guess it's so the argument that I heard was from MTV. This one girl that thinks she's funny, this black chick that thinks she's funny, said,
Hold on, wait. What's her name? Because I recently found.
I don't know, but she was in the same video that I showed you that made me go livid. It was the 2017 resolutions for white guys.
No. Okay, never mind.
But her argument was that because black people don't have enough power, don't have the societal power in the United States, they don't have the ability to act on those racist beliefs that they do have. So they therefore can't be racist, which I find odd because
Just kidding. I lied. We are the majority.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Which I find odd because we just had a black president, a black attorney general. Our TVs are dominated by African American people. Our sports are dominated by African Americans. Like I don't see how
that. Real quick, I'm sorry for interrupting. That's always been something that like I don't get why people are like, oh, there needs to be more black people or there needs to be more Hispanic people or whatever. Like I understand you want to like have the cultural diversity, and I understand that's important to have. But
in
if you're
what
trying
context?
well, just in general, there's someone who I follow. We'll call him just a media influencer or whatever. because I think that's what they're called nowadays, is YouTubers and stuff, and people who are popular on Instagram and Twitter. They're just media influencers. No, it's not Philip DeFranco.
Okay.
No, but it is someone who worked for Philip DeFranco.
Okay.
Steve Zaragoza. So,
Okay.
As if you know who he is, it's okay.
I don't.
Well, that's fine, and I appreciate you for saying okay. But anyways, back to the point. He is like in the kind of acting / voicing / whatever entertainment industry.
Sure.
And I forget specifically what he was talking about in regards to what he auditioned for or like what he was planning on doing. But he said he didn't want to do it because there weren't like enough black people. Or no, maybe it was either there was some show. I think it was a show that he didn't like because there was not any black. Oh, I remember. Boom! I got the train rolling. The new TV show or not TV show. The Netflix documentary / movie. Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I'm gonna look it up.
That's fine.
It's like a new thing, and it's like the newspaper company that started. No, okay. Let me try.
What?
It was a movie about like the start
The
of
Daily Planet.
No, not the Daily Planet. It was a movie kind of like a documentary
The
/
place Peter Parker works.
No, gosh darn it! It was a new thing. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
How new?
Like it just probably came out a couple weeks ago, probably.
I'm out.
For a second, I was thinking.
I still need to. Yeah. I still have to catch up on season 8 of Archer, so I don't even know.
All right, hold on. I'm going to pause real quick. We're going to get back to you just 1 second. All right, well, I can't find the name of it. But anyways, let's start over. The concept was it's this startup newspaper company, or not newspaper, like a magazine, kind of like Mad TV, or not Mad TV, Mad Magazine, or the Rolling Stones, or whatever, just that. And so
Playboy, Hustler, Blacktail, High Times.
Not like that, but the point was, this was a kind of a comedy, edgy type organization that all of their releases and their publications always got some kind of controversy. Anyways, this is a retelling, so it had a bunch of popular actors and stuff like that, and it was just kind of like the best way I can say. Have you ever saw Lost Boy? It was one of the Steve Jobs movies.
I saw Jobs.
Okay, yeah.
No, I saw Steve Jobs with Michael Fassbender.
Right, okay. So kind of that similar style movie where it's like
Very
based on
fast-paced dialogue kind of thing.
Oh, well, not like the flow of the movie, but I'm
Okay.
saying like it's about a thing,
Okay,
but it's
got
not a documentary. Anyways, gosh.
Like the Social Network.
Yeah, like the Social
Okay.
Network. Perfect. Yeah. So anyways, Steve Zaragoza didn't like this because they didn't cast any black people, and he was just saying that it was something that irked him, that it was just like, come on, it's 2018, guys, let's like have a more ethnic or more culturally accepting cast. Gosh, long story short, my point is I don't care. If you're a good actor and you are casted in a role, or you audition for a place in a movie, whatever if it's a big part, small part, whatever, if you're good, you're good.
Mhm.
I think especially recently, I know, what was it, like either 2016 or 2017, people were saying that the Oscars were whitewashed or something.
Yeah, it was last year.
Well, no, because
Chris Rock, his monologue was all about people boycotting the Oscars because there were no black nominees.
right.
And so Chris Rock did a hilarious bit on it
Mhm.
for the Oscars. And we found out, the very next year that Moonlight won Best Picture.
Yep.
Asmari Ali, or whatever his name is, won Best Supporting Actor.
Mm-hmm.
The director of Moonlight won Best Director.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Damien Chazelle won Best Director for La La Land. La La Land was nominated for 12 Oscars
Right.
and won 8 of them,
Nice.
but Moonlight still won Best Picture.
Sure.
So the Oscars were clearly making a stand. Like, even though this movie won 8 Oscars in the huge categories,
Uh-huh.
we're going to give it to Moonlight because...
Oh, so you think that was like a statement?
Oh, dude.
It wasn't just like it was a
That's
good movie?
why I stopped watching the Oscars. Like, I stopped watching the Oscars and the Golden Globes.
Really?
Because, and you know me, I love movies, and
Sure.
I used to be all about, I can name who won blah, 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 and
Sure.
this year, blah, blah, blah. And because it used to be at least, to me, it looked to be objective,
Mm-hmm.
where we're going to look at the best film, regardless of cultural impact kind of thing.
Right.
Who's the best actor, who's the best director, blah, blah, blah.
But now you think it's just a...
Yeah, I think it's tainted. And it's also kind of changed my view on award shows completely anyway.
What do you mean?
Like, So I used to have this very jaded Stan Marsh in that episode of South Park where I think everything's crap kind of view.
Oh yeah.
I was, what did the doctor call him? You've become a cynical asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have that view on a lot of music, like especially today's country music. I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Today's pop music, I hate it. Or I used to. I still don't listen to it, but my mentality about it has changed to the point where I'm like, you know what? If somebody can go to that concert or watch this movie and forget about life for 2 hours and have fun, who am I to say that it's bullshit? I'm not going to listen to it, but I'm not going to degrade it because it's horrible.
Sure.
And I think the Oscars have lost that touch now. I think
that's
they're trying to make a cultural stance because it's Hollywood. It's the progressive central.
Well, so
fine, but I'm not gonna.
But I mean, even then, even if you're, outspoken about the principles that it stand on, you don't think you can still just enjoy the Oscars as a
because
show?
the awards don't matter. Like I'll watch the monologues.
Well, I mean,
like I thought Seth Meyers' monologues for the Golden Globes was hilarious.
Right.
That's all I saw.
Oh, okay. And you just tuned out.
Yep. Tuned out.
I don't know. It's kind of nice.
I didn't watch the rest of it.
Right. But I just think it's kind of nice to see all the actors and actresses all dressed up, and they're all, these are the pinnacle of your achievements. So let's see whose dreams are going to get crushed. So,
well, I also now have a very, I don't like Hollywood now because as I'm getting older, the nostalgia of it, the grace of it has kind of fallen away from me.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're all on their. I think
it just doesn't seem magical anymore.
Well, no, they're a bunch of celebrities that they're good at acting and they're put on this pedestal because they're good at acting.
Yeah,
and we're supposed they send out messages like we're supposed to believe that they're above us because they're glamorous, they look good, they hire professional trainers that can make them amazing people for this character.
Don't you think you can apply that to everybody though?
How so?
Athletes.
No, because I think athletes.
You don't think athletes get special treatment?
Oh, of course they do.
Okay.
But I think the difference with athletes is, and this is kind of where I went rogue or I didn't go rogue, but my mentality on the NFL kind of changed.
Mm-hmm.
Was we watch sports to forget about life.
Okay.
That's what we do. That's why I watch every single Rangers game. That's why I watch most of the Stars games. Cowboys never miss a game. Mavs, hit or miss. I still love my Dallas teams. But when you start making it and polarizing a sport that is something that's supposed to bring everybody together, it loses its lust for me, and it's sad. Mm-hmm. I think it's something that we all need. I think it's something that we can all come together and just forget about life for a while. I think. But it's come to a point where feel free to do whatever you want, make any stance you want. I can honestly say at the bottom of my heart, I don't care.
Right.
You can absolutely do whatever you want.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
No, I'm pretty much done.
Okay.
I'm just rambling.
Well, so I was going to ask you guys, and we're going to move on to the next thing that I wanted to talk about in a second. Sure. But, so did you, and I know I kind of was freaking out about it because like I was sort of tuned into it, before the Super Bowl happened. But the super big patriotic, heavy, start along with some of the, inbred commercials.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, did you catch on to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I just, long story short, for those who aren't aware, right before the Super Bowl, they were a veterans association or something like that. They wanted to put a hand, like in the pamphlets that you get when you actually go to the Super Bowl. They wanted to put like a whole page that just said like "please stand" or something like, or like hashtag "please stand" or something like that. And it was legit like a soldier standing up saluting. And it was like a sunny day, and that was the only text on the thing. And so the NFL, they said no, they weren't going to do it. And long story short, there was it's more of just a he said she said type thing, because the NFL says, oh, the organization, they weren't very helpful, and then they tried to do a last minute change. That's why we said no. And then the organization said, oh, well, we were being very blah blah blah. We're doing everything right. Yeah. The NFL is just doing that. So I just thought it was really interesting, especially because of all of this, taking a knee and all that kind of stuff, and this whole idea of, is it about the game? Is it about the Black Lives Matter? Is it about, patriotism? What is it about? So I just thought it was kind of, because I don't remember a Super Bowl that had a bunch of vets, start the game and stuff like that, right? I don't know.
Isn't that usually how it goes, though?
I didn't think that's not how it normally goes.
Well, I'm trying to think. So U2, when they did the halftime show right after September 11th, there was a huge uproar of patriotism.
Oh, sure, of course.
I think what was the 2008 Super Bowl, Patriots and Giants, when the Patriots went 17-1. I think that Super Bowl they had a huge, because I think that was right when Obama maybe it was the one after that for a second term.
Oh, okay.
But they definitely I think they had another national or the Medal of Honor recipients do the flip toss there.
But I guess then my point really is just I feel like it's not very common. It happens sometimes, but it's not common. So I just thought, it's interesting when you're talking about the NFL as an organization. I just think it's really interesting that they're taking a stance essentially and promoting this.
Well, I don't think they took a stance for sure, but I think the NFL is trying to save their face. Because they lost so much viewership and they lost a bunch of money this year. They didn't lose any money, but their profit margins weren't as big because people were tuning out. And so they knew that
this was like a cash grab?
I think so. A lot of the fan base. So football itself is very American. Mm-hmm. And Ben Shapiro touched on this because Ben Shapiro went to the Super Bowl and had a kind of a 10-minute long speech about what football is to America and how it's ingrained in our society and how it reflects our society as well.
Okay.
And the fan base is rightfully so based on American ideals, and the NFL used to be based on, or it still is, based on American ideals of, of toughness, of not giving up, of the underdog, and all of those mentalities. And when the NFL decided to make the stance, right or wrong, they pushed a lot of people out of that bubble. And they were trying to gain that back by also, I thought they did a good job at finding the line between, of course, we're standing for patriotism. Of course, we respect those troops. But we also respect the right for our players to say and have the ability to say what they want.
Oh, so you think they executed that well?
I do.
So here's my kind of personal opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle except for one aspect. So in general, I don't think the fact that kneeling is an issue should even be an issue. I don't think that's anything that anyone should be upset about. I think that it's someone else's right to do what they want, and that's honestly free speech.
Sure.
So personally, I don't understand why it's an issue in the first place. But as for the issue itself, I'm kind of in the middle, like with the pamphlet thing, because it's their right to say, hey, we would like this to be in the pamphlet. But at the same time, it's also the NFL's right as an organization to say no.
Right, because it's their Super Bowl. It's their
and so just because of that, once again, I just don't understand why it's so huge.
Well, it's just I think it's just because if you don't stand during the national anthem, then it's like there's something you're saying something's wrong.
Well, there's a lot of people.
Well, there is. In my opinion, there is something wrong.
That's
fine,
and that's totally fair. But a large chunk of people don't think that it's right to do that.
Right, and it's based on this, and it's a section of the United States population that sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's a section of the United States population that has a certain and not saying that the other half doesn't, but it's the idea that for the national anthem stands for something more than just a minute-long song sung by Pink before a game.
Sure.
It's about those troops that keep us safe at night. It's about the people that have lost their lives protecting what we hold sacred in this country. And what they believe is if you don't stand for that, then you're disrespecting those that have fought before you. People that are kneeling don't see it that way. And so there's no middle ground on this. It's either you stand and respect the troops and the country, or you kneel and you're a piece of garbage that, you're given millions of dollars every year, and you think that you're given millions of dollars every year and you're still going to whine and complain about an issue that you think is relevant, which that's how they believe. I'm not saying that's how I believe. I'm saying that is the mentality behind it. But I think the NFL still did a good job, at least for the Super Bowl. The rest of the season, I thought it was such a shit show in terms of PR.
Oh yeah,
that they royally fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think they did a decent job at saving their face for the Super Bowl.
Okay, I can agree with that. But anyways, moving to our main event conversation that I've been wanting to have with Blake for like 10 years now, but he's just always saying that he's busy and he's never available to help out with a podcast ever. This is like the first time you've been on in what, months?
Probably years, right?
Probably years.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's been at least a decade.
Easily.
Today, as we're recording this on the 7th, is our 5-month
of February 2045.
Yes, 2045 is a 5-month anniversary of the podcast.
All right.
So we're doing it. The first episode released today. So
I'm going to grab a beer.
There you go. Go for it. But anyways, so we have a concept / idea / battle of dualities recently, and we're not going to disclose any names or anything like that just for, don't want to blow anything out of proportion, because obviously my 50 to 70 viewers per episode are going to make a big stink about it. Anyways, so let's just say, for the sake of ambiguity, Alphabet Corp. This is not about Alphabet Corp, but we'll call them Alphabet Corp just because Skynet.
Why don't we choose Domino's?
Cheers. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
cheers.
They cracked open a cold one with the boys.
Why don't we call it Domino's? Because it's the same.
I guess, yeah, it's the same concept. Sure. Okay, so we'll do Domino's. So, okay. So Domino's had a issue, or the employees of Domino's had an issue where
Specifically two of them,
two people, they in the contract with Domino's, it specifies that as a delivery driver, you are and not, I don't know if it says entitled, but you essentially, the company has to pay for any wear and tear to the car. They have to.
This is for delivery drivers,
right? For delivery drivers, yeah. So just they don't necessarily have to pay for it. You have to be compensated. So,
right. So
any kind of gas, which you do get compensated for gas, tips, anything else, minimum wage.
Are you supposed to get compensated for gas delivery driving?
Yeah.
Oh, I got hoed.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I got hoed.
Well,
Oh,
I
shit.
think it's specific to this company that we're talking about, because
No, all pizza
Checking
and
the
all. I'm pretty sure if it's like a company that doesn't traditionally do delivery and it's like a new thing, or it's very small, then you probably won't get paid. But large corporations like Domino's, Pizza Hut, they pay for. It's a small amount. But they are supposed to pay.
Got it.
So,
Evan, do me a favor whenever you're done checking up that. Can you check and see what the minimum wage is for delivery drivers for Domino's?
but anyways, so like I said, compensated. These two individuals, however, stated that they weren't being compensated fairly. I kind of skimmed the paperwork that I got.
I think I can be specific. So,
go ahead.
These two drivers working for this chain of restaurants.
Okay, hold on, real quick. This is for a 2009 PT blah 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 website interview with a pizza delivery driver noted the driver was paid $6 hourly plus $1.50 per delivery plus tips. The driver estimated that after adding in hourly wages, tips, and delivery fees and deducting for vehicle expenses such as gas, he netted more than $19 an hour.
That's not bad.
Okay,
that's really good for delivery.
So
driving.
delivery drivers are essentially
I got hood.
Delivery drivers are essentially the waiters of fast food restaurants. So waiters don't have to get paid minimum wage, but they get to keep all their tips.
Minimum wage of a delivery driver, right?
Yes, please look that up and see if there's a federal mandate on that specifically. Back to what I was saying. So these two delivery drivers for this chain of restaurants, they are suing this company based on the notion that this company, though these drivers get tips, go ahead.
Under federal law, restaurants are required to pay delivery drivers $2.13 per hour if they utilize the tip credit, though gratuities must push each driver over the $7.25 federal minimum wage. In the event that the $7.25 hourly rate is not met on a workweek basis, an employer must make up the difference.
Sure. Okay.
So they make $2.13, and if the tips are over minimum wage, they get that. If
Yeah, so it's the same like regular waiters.
You will
and
get minimum wage no matter what.
Right. So these drivers are claiming in the lawsuit, in the class action lawsuit, that they were not compensated to minimum wage by this company based on vehicle expenses, vehicle repairs, and anything else needed, just regular car maintenance.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
All right. So that's kind of the basis of it. So these two guys. So I got a letter, and because I worked for this company during the time period that they've allotted.
I also got the same letter, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So they said, "Hey, are you going to be another number? We can add you." I don't know how it works. I'm assuming it's just we have X number of people who are complaining about it. Give us money. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I can assume is my participation is going to do. So, we both, could you say you enjoyed working? You didn't really have sure, you always have bad experiences at work, but for the most part, because I can say for the most part, probably 95% of the time I went into work, I had a relatively good experience.
I got so lucky to work for this company. This company is very laid back in terms of time management, in terms of dress code.
Sure.
I probably should have been fired more than I already was from this company.
Right.
So I pretty much owe this company for my school.
Okay.
Because
awesome.
This company let me work through school, and I was able to pay for school without any student debt. So
right.
I owe this company a lot.
So obviously very biased here. But the issue that the idea that I brought up that is a point of contention here is I was thinking, look, if a bunch of people, let's just say 10,000 people for the sake of argument. So if 10,000 people all rally together and they say, yes, we're going to, I had a bad experience at Domino's. We're going to, participate in this class action lawsuit. What's going to happen and if you want to reread how the lawyers get paid and how that divvies out, but how that gets paid, if you want to go ahead, Blake.
Sure. Item 14 of this lawsuit. How will the lawyers get paid? The named plaintiffs have entered into a contingency fee agreement with the plaintiff's counsel, so with the lawyer team. Under the fee agreement, in the event that there is a recovery or a settlement with this company, the plaintiff's counsel lawyers will receive a percentage of any settlement obtained or money judgment entered in favor of all members of the people that opt into this lawsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Alternatively, the court may be asked to determine the amount of fees. So the court, once this company decides to settle with these lawyers, the court will decide what that fee is.
Mm-hmm.
The fees may be part of a settlement obtained or money judgment entered in favor of the plaintiffs, or may be ordered by the court to be separately paid by the defendant or the company being sued.
Mm-hmm.
Or it may be a combination of those two.
Okay.
If the named plaintiffs do not win, there will be no attorney fees chargeable to them or anyone who joins the lawsuit. A copy of the contingency fee agreement executed by the named plaintiffs or the people that opt in to this lawsuit may be obtained upon request from the plaintiffs, from the lawyers.
Right.
Below.
Okay. So my idea going forward with it is, yes, we've been treated well with this company, so there's no reason to stab them in the back just for our own personal gain. I think we agree on that point here.
Okay.
The point that like I said, has a little bit of tension between us is I say if I can put my name in and be just another number that may or may not contribute to their win, if they do win, I can take that money that I get from their victory and put it back into the company.
By going there and eating at this establishment.
Gift cards or whatever, ordering, whoever it is, have a catered event at my work, and then because what I think we were talking about this off the podcast, and we probably set up a good chunk of interesting information off of it, but we kind of reiterate because I think that they're going to get a flat amount. So like I said, let's go back to the $10,000 number. $10,000 or 10,000 people. If I'm just 10,001, I don't think the judge or however the money is decided, I don't think they're going to say, oh, you had that one extra person, so now instead of, again, for the sake of argument, instead of $1 million, you're going to get
$1 million and $1,000.
Right. I don't
$1,000.
Right. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen because I think it might be is for thresholds. Okay. So 100 people are there. Okay. Well, if Domino's is like, well, no, then take it to court, whatever goes, whatever. If 1,000 people go, then maybe they'll do a settlement, and then 5,000. So it's not like, and I don't think I'll be that tipping number.
Okay.
I strongly have that faith that I'm not going to be at that tipping number. And
I agree with you there. Now I retract what I said before.
Oh, okay.
I cannot imagine that this lawsuit will be settled by a case by case basis. That would just be too much litigation. That'd be too much appeal process.
Sure.
They don't want to deal with that.
Right. Exactly.
So you're right. So if it was 10,000 people, the flat rate would be $1,000, and let's say these lawyers get 5% of each plaintiff that's involved.
Mm-hmm.
So you're right. I think, but I guess where we disagree is I'm not going to opt in at all.
Right.
Why not opt in?
And I was talking to this person about this that works for this specific company. It's the idea that you're getting something that more, and he had a hard time expressing his there's just something in both of us that thinks that this is wrong. Mm-hmm. That getting money from this company, because even though we haven't been wronged by it just seems wrong.
So, well, okay, so then let me, and this isn't the reality of it, but theoretically, if you feel like you've been hoed by the Domino's, do you think, then would you say be more inclined to input, or just because you worked there and you put in the time, they provided you with X, Y, and Z, it doesn't matter if you were treated poorly,
Me personally, no.
Really? Okay.
That's not how I am.
Okay.
That just seems like too much trouble for me to worry about. I've got other stuff to worry about. Mm-hmm. And what's in the past is in the past, kind of thing.
Okay.
Because if there was a legitimate problem while I was there, I would have addressed it while I was there.
Oh, okay. So you kind of, the statute of limitations is kind of out the door.
Yeah, kind of. Now, if I was, physically abused, or, I was dock paid illegally, then it'd be something that I would be focusing on now. Okay. But if it's something as minute as, like, let's face it, this company pays drivers above minimum wage usually. Mm-hmm. They get to keep 100% of their tips.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Great.
Well, I mean, you could still get taxed on your tips.
Sure.
Unless it's cash.
Sure.
Then it's off the books.
And you also get a fee per delivery.
Yeah.
I really don't see, unless this guy is driving a 1967 CCC Ferrari, mm-hmm. I don't see how. I think from working with this specific company for 5 years, I don't see how that can be possible. Mm-hmm. To be so overwhelmed with car maintenance that you can even keep up that job if you're so overwhelmed with car maintenance or gas or
So
go ahead.
No, sorry to interrupt again. I always interrupt you anyways. So do you think they might be exaggerating claims?
This is what lawyers do.
Well, no. Well, what?
I think the two people in question are. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, right. So do you think these two people said, "Oh, we had a not so great time. We're going to try and find a way to get more money"?
No, this sounds a lot like, and after knowing more about this specific case that I'm going to bring up, the attitude behind it is
you
more
think
forgiving.
This is just the start of something new?
No. So we all remember that McDonald's case about the woman that sued McDonald's for hot coffee.
Fat?
No, for hot coffee.
Okay, that was ridiculous though.
Well,
that coffee was like 300 degrees.
Right, and that's why my mentality about the whole thing has changed, because we all knew about this case.
Yeah, whenever I originally saw that,
we were all like,
that's fucking stupid.
No,
why would you sue someone
this old
for
lady
that?
got 3rd-degree burns,
and then I read it, and it's like she got fucking
she got fucked up by this cup of
surgery.
coffee.
It was like 350 degrees.
Oh yeah, she had to pay thousands of dollars in medical bills if she didn't have the money.
And that's all
from
she
McDonald's.
wanted reimbursement for was medical bills too.
Right,
she wasn't even asking for extra stuff.
Right. Mm-hmm. This is obviously different. So these employees were not physically harmed. Mm-hmm. These employees, the way this person that I talked to about this described it is, these lawyers probably heard something. They saw dollar signs. They had dollar signs in their eyes, like cartoons,
Right.
And they found a chance to make some money off of this. And that's what's going on here. and this is going to be just like every other case. The big company's probably going to settle, and these lawyers are going to get their money, and this is going to be washed under the rug.
Well, and you brought up a point earlier about the potentially sparking, if it happens with this, then the next company that does the same thing.
But I think other companies have more of a case than this one.
Okay.
Because other companies that we just saw don't pay their drivers minimum wage immediately.
I'm curious.
Go ahead.
What's like the net worth of this company? Is it like
I can
crazy,
take it up.
crazy huge?
$1 million.
No.
Like you don't even have to say it. You can just show it to me.
Okay. No, it's fine saying it on the air.
Okay.
Go ahead. You guys keep talking.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I get it and I understand. I just think that because this I previously, because actually this is fun fact, this has been my third.
Are you ready? Sorry, Paul.
No, you're good.
As of 2011, that year alone, they had $500 million.
Hot damn. Okay.
Just from that year alone. That's how much revenue they got.
Right. So as I was saying before Blake rudely interrupted me, I'm just kidding. This has actually been my third civil court case, class action lawsuit that I've been invited to go to. The first one, honestly, I do not remember. I think it might have been some kind of security breach of some sort. And I said, yes, I would like to be compensated because I don't want my information out there. Unfortunately, it is. And I got a check in the mail like a while back, and I think it was like $40. So not a lot. Still some type of compensation.
Still free money.
Still free money. You're right. The second one, which again I did file, was for a.
I've never got one, man. I'm
valued at $750 million as of 2014.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, me too.
I won't name the bank just because I don't know legally what it is. I mean, whatever it is. So a insert bank here, and I think it's been in the news and people know about it. Yes, Bank of Uval. My employees of Bank of Uval would actually take people's social security information and whatever other information, personal information, and sign them up for savings and checkings accounts, because apparently tellers and stuff, they get bonuses for if they hit a certain number of people that they sign up for credit cards and whatever. And so this bank was just doing it without their knowledge. And so the employees there was just like, apparently, and according to the letter, they said they may or may not have taken my information and used it to open up an account, and they may or may not have distributed this information elsewhere. I don't know. So, and it was so stupid because I was going through this phase whenever I was younger about like diversifying my my income and like diversifying where I keep my money. So like I legitimately do it.
Precious metals.
Yeah, my precious metals. It was, and I don't know what I was thinking. I just was so like into it. I have currently, and this isn't it's not like I have a problem type of admission, but it's like, I think I have like 5 or 6 credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the time, whenever I was opening it, I think I had like 4 different banking accounts, like checkings accounts at 4 different banks. And I was like, I'm going to put my money here and put some money over here and then blah, blah, blah. And
did you ever fuck yourself up with the credit cards?
No, not at all.
Hey,
no
good shit.
No.
Yeah.
If I had 6 credit cards, dude,
I would not be here today.
I wouldn't have a place to live.
No, literally, I just use my Bank of America card, and the others are just in my wallet in my drawer somewhere. I don't know.
Bet you can't name the number on the cards.
Yeah, I'm going to name them now. Yeah, as Blake starts writing things down.
What's the expiration? CVC code? And how is the name? Spell it off the card, please. That's YUVAL. Oh,
yeah, you got it.
And
no
is
E
there
at
a
the
middle
no
initial there?
No middle initial. Just
okay,
last
and then
name.
the back code is like 127.
Sure, something like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. There's actually that reminds me of
and your social's like 555555555, right?
No, 54.
Oh.
There you go.
I'm 5'5".
Oh, okay.
Wow, Blake, we had the same social except for the last digit.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, mine's 0.
Nice.
I actually don't exist. I actually don't exist in this country, so I've just been hiding out.
Lucky you.
I figured.
That's great.
Government's not watching you.
Anyways.
No taxes. No, I'm kidding, IRS. I'm joking. I just filed my return. Please do not find me.
I need to file my return. But anyways, it reminded me of a thing from The Office, because I can't go 5 minutes without talking about The Office, where it was Jim and Dwight were having a prank war or whatever at Christmas.
Yep.
And so as a prank, Jim set out his credit card so that Dwight would use something to buy it, and so that he could get Dwight in trouble for it. But instead, he bought like 100 roses and sent it to Pam with like a box of chocolates as a prank. And it was really funny because Dwight was like, "Ha ha, I got him!" And, it was like $100 box of roses or box of chocolates and roses and stuff. And I just thought it was kind of funny because
I thought you were going to bring up the one where Jim dresses up like Dwight and Dwight freaks out and goes, "Identity theft is not a joke, Jim."
Millions of people suffer from it every day.
Michael.
Jack could quote The Office forever. But anyways, so if you were put in that situation, let's take it back a second. To put a situation with the bank, would you participate in that?
Yeah, because that's currently my finances.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd probably dive into it a little bit to see actually if I was compromised.
Well, I was actually, I had an account with, and it makes me so, okay, real quick, I don't know if you guys know, but literally companies get breached for data like every day.
Yeah.
And it makes me super sad. So, there was a investment company that I was signed up with that I did a little bit of trading there, but, was Scott Trade was the place. And, I closed my account a while back, but then like probably like a year ago, I got an email from them saying, "Hey, our information has been breached. So your social and email and addresses and stuff are probably, maybe, who knows, out there. So instead, we'll just compensate you with this free security stuff." And I was like,
why didn't you have the security stuff before?
I don't, okay, or sure. So,
Thanks, guys.
I
didn't need my social.
I didn't need that anyways. So every month I actually get a report that there's a security company that runs a check that makes sure that my social, my credit card hasn't been used in unsuspicious places and stuff like that. So I think it's like all clear or something like that. So I got a 2-year thing from them.
Cool.
So that's why I'm not necessarily worried that my information has been used, because I would have gotten an alert from them. Mm-hmm. But I still participated in the class action lawsuit. Mm-hmm. So is that bad? Or because I wasn't negatively affected by it, but it's still... Yeah.
No, I think it's totally fair. You weren't negatively affected by it, but you could have been.
Right.
Yeah,
so
it's still...
should they be
but
punished?
that's to you. It's still... You're still a customer. You're still someone who uses that service, and you still could have had your identity stolen.
Right.
Or, your information leaked. Whatever.
That's on bad part by that company.
Right.
Like they messed up royally,
mm-hmm.
and a bunch of people have been screwed over by it.
Right.
And there's more at stake there than some gas money.
Right. No, I understand that.
And so yes, you are in complete.
So even if no one ruined my social, ruined my
because
credit
the stakes
score,
are higher.
Okay.
The stakes are extremely high. Your social could potentially be everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that trusting this certain bank with that information and them to be so Hillary Clinton about it is wrong. That wasn't cool of them.
Right.
But
it's funny how you use Hillary Clinton in a statement. There you go. Continue. Sorry. Hey guys, if you couldn't tell, he's not a Democrat. All right, continue.
Anyway, this on the other hand,
don't try and trump it up. All right, I'm done.
You put on the record, Evolve. Don't put that out there.
No, okay, it's okay. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead and clear it up right now.
What? Clear what up? You don't like Trump. I understand. Yes, for the record, Blake does not like Trump. I just like to mess with him. I voted Republican for this election. So actually, no, I lied. The primary I voted Republican, and the actual election I voted Democrat. So
fair enough.
I was trying to manipulate the Republicans and make it not.
You voted for Trump in the primary.
Yeah, you're right.
He would lose.
Yeah,
and
no.
Then you thought he would win, or you thought he would lose the general election.
Yeah, no.
Didn't you go Rubio?
Yes, I voted Rubio, and then I got sad when he lost Florida, and then he dropped, and then I was just like, well, okay, it's gonna be Trump. So, anyways, not to derail. You were gonna say something, Blake? I don't remember.
Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer.
This is true. This is very true. Okay. This is factual evidence. Actually, real quick, There was one.
Sorry.
Go.
No, you said real quick. Go.
Okay.
Go.
So there's a meme out there where someone face swapped Ted Cruz and Kevin Malone from The Office, and they look exactly the same. And so there's this video
Shit's
where a guy
We want answers.
we want answers, and he shows, and then Ted Cruz just kind of gives
smirks at him, like,
disappointed, like,
come on,
really. So, anyways, you're gonna say
Um,
memes are hilarious. Anyways,
Gwen Stefani is older than Ted Cruz.
no, she's not.
Yeah, she is.
How old is Gwen Stefani?
Isn't Cruz in his 40s?
And will she pee on me, please?
What?
Because I ain't
Oh,
seen
and stop the
nothing
show.
like
Stop the show.
What? No, like you,
We
that
need to
song.
talk about this off the air.
Gwen Stefani, would you pee on me, please? Because I've
Oh,
never seen an
Eminem?
ass like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
'Cause he wants to pee
Gwen
on.
Stefani is 48 years old.
Wow.
What?
Yep.
How old is Blake? I'll look up Blake Shelton. You look up Cruz.
Ted Cruz is 47 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, you learn something new every day, dude. The Zodiac Killer is younger than Gwen Stefani.
Can you look up what age Ted Cruz was when the Zodiac killings happened? Let me look that up. Zodiac.
I think he was a little bit too young.
Does he?
Yeah.
But
Does
what
he have
about-
an
What about
alibi?
Gwen Stefani?
In the late 1960s. So when was Ted Cruz born?
In like the late 1960s.
So he was an infant when he
He's a
slaughtered
little
those
baby
people
when
in
he
was-
San Diego.
Yes, he was an infant at that time. Dude, we need to have a podcast where we talk about like serial killers.
Please,
I
I
hell
want
yeah.
to talk about Charles Manson so bad. 'cause
I
he just
want to
died.
talk about Ed Kemper.
Okay.
Let's
And fucking,
right now. Let's right. So wait, Charles Manson.
Ted.
Ted.
No,
He was
last
born
name.
after the Zodiac killings
Ted.
happened.
Ted who?
You
Ted
never
Bundy?
know.
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Fucking Ted Bundy. Jesus Christ.
I was gonna write a rap song about serial killers, but then I got like halfway through and then I
But
stopped.
Eminem
You
did
got
3
killed,
a.m.
though.
and you were like, "Aw, that was my idea."
No, I don't know. But anyways, do you guys want to talk about serial killers? We can.
Let's
for a little
finish
bit.
up the
That's fine.
this class action lawsuit.
No, that's
real
fine.
Quick. And
Yeah,
then let's
I agree.
dive into serial killers.
Sure. So long story short, I think we kind of spewed out everything, and I was hoping that Blake would be more argumentative, and because when I called you Blake, you were like, "No,
Yeah, because
no,
you're
you're dumb. You're
I never
you're
said
an
you were dumb.
idiot.
I've never called you
You
an
are,
idiot.
but you're a doo fart head."
I have called you that.
Anyways,
No,
okay.
so my mentality beforehand, before I got the inside edition of what's going on with this case, my mentality was, no, don't do it because you're stealing money away from.
All right, so we had to stop the podcast because Blake said a name. So 'cause-
This could potentially close down restaurants. This could potentially make this company fire employees. Like this, I was under the assumption that if this got big enough, a lot of people could be at stake inside
Sure.
this company.
but now
I was told by this person that I talked to that is not going to be the case. So this company has a ton of
reserves.
ton of capital. This is going to be another lawsuit that gets swept under the rug.
Mhm.
The company's going to settle. These money grubbing lawyers are going to get their money,
Mhm.
and that's pretty much going to be the end of it.
All right, so I'm sorry. Go ahead. Good.
But
But
I'm more curious about how this is going to affect other companies. So other companies that deliver, that don't hire their delivery drivers at minimum wage to start off with, this could potentially open the door for many other lawsuits with big companies.
Mhm.
And I'm curious about what, if this lawsuit is handled correctly, it may or may not have,
oh, so you think this could be like the setting a precedent?
it may, I don't know. I honestly, that's why I'm curious. This could be the lawsuit that,
Starts all other lawsuits.
yeah.
That's true. We do have like a very sue heavy
Oh
mentality.
my
in
gosh, you can
America.
sue the way this
A
person
lot.
put it was you can sue anybody for anything
Mhm.
nowadays, and this lawsuit is no different.
Mhm.
These lawyers found a way to get money, and by God, they're probably gonna do it.
Did you ever take business law whenever you were in school, Evan or Blake?
No, I was strictly criminal law.
Oh, okay, all right. So it was really funny. Just the complete absurdity of what people would sue over. Because, pretty long story short, in business law, we covered essentially the differences between criminal and civil, and then going in depth into what makes a civil case and
Right.
the structure of it, and blah 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 blah. And some of the examples that my professor said, again, because and honestly, sidetrack real quick. I really liked him as a professor because he wasn't a full-time professor. He only, that was like 1 or 2 classes that he taught at UNT. He actually works / owned / I forget what his position is now, but he worked for like a law company, like a law firm. So, like
that's cool.
Had the experience and he had the knowledge and he dealt with the cases and he dealt with whatever. And so he had all these examples of just insane crap, like just the most minuscule thing, like, because you can sue for the umbrella term of suing for damages is so like emotional damage,
it's
physical
broad.
damage, like it's so just like the stress induced damage, like there's literally anything where if Blake, I come to realization that this has been an abusive friendship, I could sue you and sue for damages, and I could provide loose examples of how this is. And if I can convince the 12 people sitting to the right of us, then I win, and you have to pay me money.
If you make it to the courthouse, sure.
Well, sure. And I mean, if I actually had a leg to stand on, we could have an arbitration. But
are you trying to sue me for damages?
Yes.
What have I done to you?
You've hurt my feelings.
How so? Are you triggered?
I have
I-
all the time.
did I do
Everything
some
you say about
microaggressions?
everything.
The fact that you're talking to him like this, Blake, I'm suing you for damages.
And it was a joke, but that is seriously how petty / the extents that people
Again,
can
I'm
sue.
totally from the office again.
I'm
You
dead
are.
serious. I'm actually
Oh, really?
dialing my lawyer right now.
That's fine.
Are
You're
you
texting
really?
him,
Yeah, dude, you're done.
Mr. Lawyer Man. I am.
Is his name Andrew Weiner?
Lawyer man, help me.
No, honestly,
I'm here, citizen. It's me, lawyer man.
it really like upsets
L
me.
on his chest.
He's got a briefcase.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
That's
just
his
a
thing.
regular dude with glasses, but he's a super.
He's gonna be like fucking Ace Attorney. Objection.
The trial hasn't started yet. Overruled.
I love. Okay, I know Evan does.
Click idea for a novel.
I know Evan has, but Blake, have you seen It's Always Sunny?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you see the? Do you remember the episode where
I'm like halfway through season 2. So
Oh,
if it's
okay.
anything-
Well,
man.
Evan, do you remember the episode where they were? I forget who they were suing, or someone was suing them, and Charlie got his uncle to be their representative.
The bath salts.
It
and
might have.
the-
It might have. I don't
and
remember.
The McPoyles.
I think so. I think so.
Where Charlie's uncle has the gloves on.
Yes, the entire
and he's
time.
Like, objection!
And then if the glove flies off,
and he's like, he's really like self-conscious about his small hands. So
and
he's
so
like,
he wears these
"No,
giant
look!
gloves.
Ah!"
And he just starts running out. That was like honestly, like
Rip
probably
headphone users.
Bessie. Do what?
Rip headphone users.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
We will talk really quiet now so that we can. No, I'm just kidding.
Not get a noise complaint.
Welcome to the One More podcast, sir. You were live.
No, I actually, whenever I was walking back from the gym, my little downstairs neighbor man, he was walking out and he was like, "How you doing, sir?" And I was like, "Good, sir. How are you?"
That old dude that said hi to us when you first moved in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I think.
What was his name? Start with the...
I want to say Greg.
I want to say D. Start with the D. Dan?
I think it was with
Dan,
with
Dave.
G.
Gregory.
I was about to say with a gra.
Greg.
With the Greg.
Yeah, I think it started with the
I don't know. But anyways, so we had
cool
a
dude.
nice little short chat. So he seems chill. So I was gonna ask him, be like, "How have I been doing with the noise complaint?" But I thought that probably would have been too much. So I just.
Well,
Did you get
son,
one?
well, son.
Did you get a noise complaint?
I mean, he's walked up in the
Well, like-
knocked
like
on the
an
door a couple
actual
times.
one?
No,
I
I haven't
got
got
one.
anything from the office.
When is he-
really?
Yeah, it was like mid-December.
That's unfortunate.
I had one of my buddies in from high school who lived up in DC.
Uh-huh.
So he was coming over and we got really fucking wasted. We were like playing records and
Yeah.
apparently it was too loud.
Nice.
Someone came up and told us, and so we turned it down, and we still got we turned it down like way down, and we just like sat on the couch and just like talked.
Right.
And then they filed a noise complaint. They were like, "Yeah, I got twice as loud," and I was like, "What?
Not a
Wow.
chance.
What?"
That's horrible. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You should sue.
I hate dealing with
Yeah,
confrontation.
you guys join me in this class action lawsuit.
No,
Against the downstairs.
I hate confrontation.
Who are you doing this against? My downstairs neighbors. What are their names? I don't know, dude. They just live below
Sir,
me.
you've got a case.
We're on it. We'll
Lawyer man to the rescue.
To be fair, we do charge $1,000 an hour, but I promise
I'll
if we
take it.
lose, I will not charge you the full percentage.
Can I pay just by washing your dishes?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure, yeah, cool.
Anyways, long story short, so it's okay if I
I'm still gonna say no.
really?
Yeah,
Why?
because
Even if I go to this place and give them all the money that I win,
I
think that's the only stipulation that would be okay.
I think that's pretty fair.
Because if if I don't participate and they get the money, then lawyer people and these buttheads.
Yeah, and you can sleep well at night knowing that you didn't dive into what a bunch of money grubbing lawyers wanted people to do. Like
But I still understand. But I mean, you get my Robin Hood mentality.
I understand it completely.
Okay,
It's a very loose Robin Hood mentality.
Sure.
But I understand where it's coming from, but there's still something wrong about it, and the fact that you're jumping on a bandwagon even though you haven't been, well, let me ask you this fundamental question. Do you think you've been wronged by this company?
No, not at all.
I think then we're not going to find middle ground. Because you believe that you haven't been wronged by this company, I'm not going to, condone you doing this. You're a grown man. You can do what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to support you on this.
But if I win and I take you to get food,
I pay for food. I pay for my own shit. So.
No, I understand. But if I just show up to your house with like all of the food, will you deny me? Will you feast in the bounties and profits of this class action lawsuit?
Depends on what you bring, I guess.
All right, fair enough. Evan, do you think I'm in the wrong? Back me up here.
Okay, I think you're both in the right and in the wrong.
Now that you have,
I'm with you guys.
Okay. So I'm on Yuval's side because
boom, done. It's over.
I
All right,
think-
that was it. That was a one more
No. I am on your side for the reason of I agree if you're getting that money and then you're just putting it back in the company, it's worth more than the amount. Like if you get $20 and you put that $20 back into X restaurant, I almost said the name.
That's okay.
Because it's not just $20. It's $20. It's business. It helps gain more business.
Right.
It's like an investment in that case.
Boom.
While at the same time, I agree with Blake because you were not wrongly affected by the company in any way. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it because it's just.
But what would okay? So here's a similar situation.
Okay.
Would you rather live in a world? Okay, live in a world ruled by robots that have enslaved you, and you have a set schedule, and you work in a coal mine.
You're pandering to my fears.
Hold on. So you do this, or you work in a world that's run by robots, but instead of working in a coal factory, you work in a baking factory. Would you rather?
I wouldn't rather either.
Well, it's too bad. The robots are taking over.
I'm
How
already
is
ready
this
for our robot
a
overlords. It's
valid
fine.
comparison at all?
Just answer and I'll tell you. Would you
I
rather
like
work
working with my hands and doing physical labor, so give me coal miner.
Okay, well then I have to join the class action lawsuit, according to Blake.
What?
You see, as a coal miner,
You want
there's
to play the Green Onion song real quick?
Okay, hold on. Okay, welcome to a new segment that we're doing that Blake and I have been doing for years.
Yes.
You see, Blake, this entire conversation, it's all been a trap. We have FBI agents right out the door.
Huh.
They're about to come for you, Blake. And so, you know what they're going to do when they walk into this door?
I don't.
They're going to arrest you
For what?
for working in a coal mine. You see, coal mine was actually a code word for terrorist. So, you've just admitted to everyone here and yourself that you are, in fact, a terrorist.
Huh. Funny you should say that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Because what you fail to have realized
Yeah?
is these beers that I've been drinking,
Yeah?
those bottle caps inside that empty beer
Uh-huh.
actually contain microscopic microchips,
Oh.
even smaller than regular microchips,
Oh.
that send signals to the Army Ranger base out in Fort Hood.
Oh.
And they've been listening in.
Really?
And they don't like that you have a cat.
Uh-oh.
I'm with them on that.
Uh-oh.
And so they're about to break in through that window
Uh-oh.
as soon as this song ends and take out the FBI agents that are supposedly trying to get me.
Oh, really?
So who's really on the winning
don't
side
know.
here?
I don't know. Really, who'd win? Trained FBI agents or
Army Rangers. All
You
day.
really think so?
Yes.
I mean, like, what? Okay, how about
What do you think FBI agents do?
They have guns.
In this movie, which side is Arnold Schwarzenegger on? 'Cause that side wins. Because that side wins.
Well, Sylvester Stallone is with the Rangers.
Okay, hold on.
no.
Hold on.
Schwarzenegger.
All right, hold on. Seven FBI agents versus 2 Army Rangers.
Depends on the location.
That's FBI agents.
Well, it depends on the location.
Just a situation we explained. We have 7. Okay, so
There are 7 dudes outside the door and 2 dudes rappelling
Okay,
down the roof.
what kind of
about to
weaponry
bust
do the
into that
FBI
window.
agents have? Because the FBI agents usually just have a 9mm.
pistols. Yeah, 9mm.
Okay, Army
Tasers
Rangers
and
have Kevlar. They also have night vision. They have
Mhm.
smoke grenades. They have regular frag grenades, and they also have the.
So your Army Rangers are coming fully loaded.
Because if they throw a frag grenade in this apartment, then I mean,
But you're saying the
There
Army
goes
Rangers are
your
fully
beast,
loaded?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
So
they're not-
you think 2 Army Rangers can take out 7 FBI agents?
again, if they were are we doing like 2 of them are in the bathroom and
No.
7 of them
So
are in this room?
it's literally the song ended. FBI agents bust through the door. Army Rangers break through the glass, either just rappelling through, break through the glass, and
Okay, so
I
in my
duck
situation,
over there into the kitchen and hide and
I
scream.
put my hands up, say "Don't shoot Skynet," and then so let's put this in consideration. The FBI says freeze.
Mhm.
They point all 7 guns at us.
Mhm.
Their vision is directed away from the glass.
dude,
Okay.
I'm freaking
So
out.
I'm assuming that the Army Rangers are going to break the glass, immediately throw smoke grenades.
Sure.
With infrared scopes that they have
Mhm.
dangling off of the balcony. I'm sure that they're going to have the leg up immediately because of eyesight. And
Okay.
I guarantee 2 Army Rangers in the matter of 10 seconds can take out at least 4 of them because 2 of them are going to be smart and probably hide behind there. One of them's going to try to tackle me, so I'm going to be on the ground.
Okay, so that's
Another
one
one-
less to.
And another one may come and try to get on top of you or Evan just
Oh,
to
so-
protect you.
So they'll take out
Man,
the FBI
I'm
agents,
freaking
and
the
then
fuck out, y'all. We need to stop.
they're going to take out the FBI agents, but not all of them, because then
Right,
what hap-
so
then what about
let's assume that there's one that dove right here, one dove to try to tackle me because I'm the target, right?
Sure.
And
Well,
then
no,
one-
the FBI's are your target, and the Army Rangers are my target.
No, so the FBI is trying to arrest me according to your...
Yes, and the Army Rangers are going to either attack me or kill the FBI agents.
Right, you hit over there, so
Yeah.
you are no longer a
Where
target.
do I fall in on this? Am I just,
You're
am
chilling.
I just a
And
bystander?
you're chilling.
And just hide under the table. That's all you got
I'm
to
just
do.
gonna sit here and everything just goes around me, and I'm just like, guys.
What?
So, assuming with the infrared scopes that they have on their military-issued AR-15s...
I think we need Deadliest Warrior to get on this case now.
Well, Deadliest Warrior, they did the Army Rangers versus
don't-
North Korean
What?
commandos or whatever.
I don't agree with Deadliest Warrior 100%.
Because
Neither
the
do I.
Israeli commandos lost to the SEALs, and you're still salty about that.
Because that's not true. Because the Israeli, I still okay.
Are
the
you
one,
for real?
No, seriously, the
Are we
one.
doing this?
Okay, real quick. The one thing I just have complaints about with it. Okay, great. You can percentage things and you can analyze things and make projections and make statistics and blah blah blah. Whatever. Great. Okay. In a simulation, sometimes you'll win, sometimes you lose. The one complaint I do have, accuracy. Give it to the SEALs. Sure, they were more accurate and they were fine. But just whenever they're doing the knife thing, the guy, the Israeli commando, was so finesse. Like, he had this beautiful blade to the throat, to the gut, to like the shoulder or something. He was just like this. If you saw a video, he was just going like, whoosh, whoosh, like it was a dance.
It was artistic.
It was a dance. And the Navy SEAL guy just was screaming and just stabbed him in the throat and then like ripped his head off and stabbed in his neck.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's okay. No, dude, it's totally okay because
I'll show you that clip in a second.
Please,
you be the judge.
Please.
Evan, have you seen the episode where they did Israeli commandos versus Navy SEAls?
Yeah.
You have?
Okay, we'll have to re-show you to emphasize this because, and it's this, and for the people who don't understand, it was like this very large, intimidating black guy, and he just had a short little stubby knife, and he's like, that's all I need, the shorter the knife, the more stabs I can get, and the percentage, and blah, 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 and he's just like,
He did. Well, so let's
and he was screaming.
Let's put this into
The
consideration.
Israeli guy was not screaming, by the way.
He had a faster rate of fire in terms of he had the same speed as an Olympic boxer
Sure.
when he's stabbing.
Sure.
Okay.
We're talking about this.
I
Yes,
don't know.
it's interesting. I think it's fascinating.
I'm just, that's my only gripe is because you can make great. You can be deadly, but I think it's more scary to be an artistic killer than versus a just
Oh,
I'm
no,
a
I agree.
brutal
Yeah, I
rage.
agree completely.
Like, who would you rather? Who would you be more afraid of? A guy where you see him but you don't know how he's going to kill you, or a guy when you see him you know he's just going to charge up to you and kill you?
Well, that's a bad comparison.
No, how is that a bad comparison? Because if we get into close combat, CQC, a giant seal man, he's just gonna charge up and try and stab me. I think I have a better chance of trying to get out of the way or try and. I'm serious. If I know that he's just gonna go for the gut, whereas with this Israeli guy, he might go for the top or the bottom or the whatever. I could try and dodge, but then he'll finesse and do this dance move and then like spin around and then
Let's equate
pull
this-
some confetti
okay.
out of his pocket and
Playing
then just
too much Assassin's Creed.
Dude,
Well,
that's what I'm saying.
let's equate this to the animal world.
All right.
Right? So
Sure.
let's assume that the Israeli commando is a king cobra.
Okay.
That seems fair.
Sure.
And then let's
For now.
Sure. And
Trying
then
to say Jews or snakes.
that's exactly what I was saying. Thank you. And let's assume a Navy SEAL is a Wolverine.
I
that
think that's
fair?
unfair.
What's unfair about
Wolverines would kill a snake, no problem.
that? You sure?
I don't know. Is
Well,
it
so
is King
what's a
Cobras, are they
mongoose?
scary?
A mongoose is known for taking down king cobras.
Really? Okay.
Mhm. Remember Rikki Tikki Tavi, the book we read, the short story we read?
No, what the heck is
And
Rikki
that was
Tikki
in
Tavi?
school.
Okay.
It's about this mongoose in Africa or whatever that took out king cobras. I'm not crazy. I'll show you the
Okay,
thing.
that's fine.
So I don't know. So I've read up much more on SEALs than I have Israeli commandos, and from what I've read, there's no competition. These guys, these SEALs, are the toughest men on the planet.
Yeah.
So, well, no. So let's look at Lone Survivor, one of the most famous SEAL stories of all time.
Okay.
Have you ever known about that story? Well, these 4 SEALs were on a mission to just take intel on this Al Qaeda base or this Al Qaeda squad, if you want to call them that, in the mountains of Afghanistan. They were compromised by this goat farmer and his son, and they had 2 choices. They could either kill the goat farmer and his son and carry on with their operation. Also, communications were completely down, so they couldn't call in reinforcements. And the moral of the story: they leave the 2 guys. The 2 guys go down and they alert the Al Qaeda that the SEALs are here. And these 4 SEALs are on the mountains of Afghanistan taking on thousands of Al Qaeda operatives. These guys get shot, take fragmentation grenades into their backs. 2 of them broke their backs and kept on running, broke their femurs, fell down mountains.
Okay, so they endured a lot of pain.
These guys, I cannot imagine anybody else going through that and coming out alive. Only one of them did.
Sure.
That's why it's called Lone Survivor. It's a story of Marcus Luttrell, Navy SEAL from Texas.
Okay.
But these guys are insane. We'll talk about this off the air.
That's fine. Well, I still think it was a little BS. The ending
Just because
results.
of the knife one?
Well-
Just because of the knife. So let's take into account that the SEALs were more accurate with the pistol, more accurate with their long range guns.
Okay, that's also one thing that I have because I don't like. I understand that they're going to give the person their traditional gun that they may or may not use, but I mean, there's just basic manufacturing standards. So a Galil is going to be maybe less if it's less mass produced than would they use an M4 or whatever? I don't remember what they used.
What,
The
for long range?
SEALs. Yeah.
I think yes.
They-
I think standard issue is an M4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Either
So
M4 or AR. Or no, I think
I think it might
M4
be AR.
Well, I think no, because AR is civilian. M4s
I got it.
are military issue.
right. So
Talking, I'll get it.
So I think the M4 is a higher quality. So if they were both using M4s or they're both using Galils,
Well, that part of Deadliest Warrior is your
yes,
weaponry.
but
But that doesn't count in your world.
well, because I just think my idea is if you're on the border with people who hate you 24/7
Sure.
and you have to defend that, I think you become a more hardened person and a more
Okay, so
and
now
a
protect
deadlier warrior.
Now protect the free world. Go.
They don't have to protect
I
the
found
free
the
world.
answer.
Go ahead.
The Mark 11 the Mark 11 was developed to meet a solicitation placed by the U.S. Navy SEALs, featuring controls like the standard issue Colt M4A1. The Mark 11 is a unique semi-auto only sniper rifle that can be suppressed and is capable of delivering effective precision beyond 1,000 yards.
Okay, so we don't want sniper rifles though, because because SEALs have their own sniper boot camp.
Yeah.
and SEALs are
Well, whatever. We
We will talk about this.
That's
later.
fine. We will.
We're gonna have
But
a
anyways,
discussion about this.
I just think this really goes.
Moral of the
cooler.
story: you all shouldn't opt into this.
Because I think his name was Uzi, and Uzi is the very good Israeli name. That's the moral of the story. That's it. There was an American Dad episode, and I think the guy's name was Uzi. So Roger was like reconstructing some part of the house, and I'll have to show you. And so the Uzi was a contractor, and so Roger was just like, "Oh, Uzi, I can't withstand you. You're just so tempting and so temptatious," or something. I have to show you. It was really funny.
It's an M4 Colt M4A1 for assault
I
rifles.
have an idea for a good lightning round.
What? All right, lightning round.
Your favorite joke to tell something, like your first pick joke whenever you meet someone new.
Oh, first pick joke. Oh gosh. Got it. Go ahead, Blake, if you got it.
So this wife and this farmer walks into the living room, and his wife is sitting there watching TV, and the farmer has a pig up under his arm, and the farmer walks into the living room and says, "This is the cow I've been fucking," and the wife goes, "Honey, that's a pig," and he goes, "I wasn't talking to you."
That's horrible and sexist, and Blake, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You asked.
The door is over there. You can go. Goodbye.
What's
Evan.
brown and rhymes with Snoop?
What?
Don't say it.
Dr. Dre.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh no!
Is that racist?
No,
Okay.
it's
Why
funny.
is that racist?
I don't know. I just wanna make
I'm already
sure
sexist, so I
Make
got
sure I'm,
nothing to
make
lose.
sure I'm
That's
PC,
true.
man. Just
No,
making
you're
sure.
good. We're not PC. We're fake news and not PC here.
You're right.
My joke would be
The green golf ball joke.
what was the green
What's
golf
the
ball
green
joke?
golf ball joke?
Oh my! Just I can't tell you on the air.
Oh,
It's gonna
okay.
take way too long.
I genuinely don't.
You
I,
told it to me
you have to retell it to me.
back
then.
in middle school.
You have to
Okay,
retell it
just
to me.
go.
I don't know what is blue and tastes like red paint.
Blue paint.
Blue paint. All right. Anyways, that has been a One More Podcast, guys. Totally derailed at the end there. I'm so sorry about that. Next time, hopefully, we can talk about serial killers and
Let's do
how
it.
crazy and intense they are. Peace out, everybody. And that is the end of the podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this was brought to you by Haven Cottage Event Center. All right. You know the deal. You've heard the spiel. Just call them. See what kind of event you want to host at this location. Small, medium, whatever. It's all good. Businesses, friends, parties, whatever it is. Call, email, get it verified. Do it. Done and done. All right. This is coming out again, McKinney, late spring of this year. All right. Spring's almost here, man. Get it done. Peace out, everybody.
This is the end song. It is now over.